Hallo Welt, es ist wieder Max und das heutige Thema ist Gesundheitssystem. So lame of me. Hello world, it's Max here again, and today's topic is healthcare system and how it works in Russia. First of all, our healthcare system depends on your current budget. If you would like to go to a private hospital, feel free to go it. If you to go to a public hospital, you need to first make some actions. Few words about private healthcare system. You are free to go to any private clinic as you want to go. It only takes money from you. Private clinics buying a license from government, not quite sure, maybe they are making it short term and refreshing it, or maybe it is long-term license. But for public healthcare you need to make some tricky actions, like you need to get your certificate of medical insurance, and this certificate you can get by the right of your birth. You need to go in some government company, fill some blanks, and they will make this certificate for you. It is inevitable thing that is really common in our country. It is making only once for your lifetime, and this certificate you need to safely care, and when you are going to a hospital you need to take this certificate and you need to take your ID. Our healthcare, public healthcare, is a bit different than yours. Here's few example. You won't be waiting in line for more than 1 hour, because if you are going to specific doctor, for example, your GP, general practitioner, said you to go to specific person, you need to online schedule yourself to this doctor and get right in your time, maybe plus or minus 15 minutes. If somehow you are not good in all this electronic devices stuff, you can go to reception and they will register you for online schedule. In this topic we won't speak about genius doctors, because if you are genius you will be living in all countries as good as possible for you. We are speaking about regulars, doctor and nurses, and through all this video you will feel that these people is really underpaid for their job they do. For example, if you get injured somewhere outside and you need to visit traumatologist, you are getting your certificate, your ID. That's why you should always took it with you for some case. Spoiler alert, I'm not doing it. That's why first I need to go home and then go to a traumatologist. It was for a few times, it is not really a problem because I'm living not in the very huge city. And when you get to the office of traumatologist, it is always 24 hours. You need to wait in line. Personally, I didn't ever wait for more than 1 hour. There are some people that injured, maybe if they got red case, everybody will understand it and say go ahead. Mostly you won't wait for a long time. The same case with another doctors like cardiologist, and all these doctors are really working hard. They are working more than 8 years per day, and Moreover, they need to fill some blanks that really not necessary for patients like I could be, but somehow they need to do this all paperwork. For example, nurse. Nurse in my region got salary about $500 per month. We are counting our salary per month exactly as Canadians do it. And this salary is really low for the job they doing. They are nurses, they are helping doctors with their free hands and their knowledge to do it, like making shots for patients or fill some blanks for doctor could be focused on other vital things for patient. This is not enough because rent in my region costs about $300 per month. They used to live with someone else to share their apartment for just comfortable lifestyle. But pay attention that time of your work doesn't mean a thing. After 5 years of working experience, your salary will be raised about $50. Just $50 for 5 years. It is really nothing. Of course, you can find a rent that costs not so much, but these types of apartment is really controversial because of the people that live in there. Some of them is really good people and it's okay to live with them, maybe to share some news, maybe to speak about essential things. But mostly these cheap apartments a bit dangerous for you in terms of mental health. If you like to sleep in great condition when nobody noises or nobody yelling at each other or nobody partying, it's really not your cup of tea. Then the ambulance worker, they are underpaid a bit more than nurses because they are working more than 8 years per day, maybe 10, maybe even 12, because a lot of people need a lot of help. And our ambulance system works really differently. You can call the ambulance for cases if you got really high fever, about 39 degrees Celsius. Or if you feel some uncontrolled pain, like your stomach is ill, you can call the ambulance. And our ambulance is free of charge. If your case isn't so necessary, nobody will take any money from you. There is no false cases of calling the ambulance. I've heard a case when people in the United States false call the ambulance, they pay about $500 for the call, for checking their blood pressure and body temperature. Here, to see the ambulance outside is really essential thing. Quality of food in public hospitals could be better and environment as well could be better, because environment in these public hospitals is really old-fashioned in terms of walls could be painted better, because you can see some cracks and holes on the paint cover. Some of my friends that working in healthcare system said that docs working a lot of hours per day, more than 10 hours, literally, from 12 up to 14. On the good side, you won't wait for medical help more than maybe 2 months, because I've heard in Australia people need to wait about 4 months or maybe a half of the year for medical care. As well as you can schedule everything online, almost everything actually. And if you don't wanna wait, you can go to a private hospital. It is costs money, but if you can afford it yourself, good on ya. So, as you see, some things are good, some things are bad, exactly as everywhere, and we need to compare it to each other more wisely than we are doing it. There is no perfect system of medical care, and there is no the worst system of medical care, because somewhere you can find things that works perfectly in very bad system. So have a good one. Bye.